Hi, welcome to Roy's Game Table. Today we have Crossbones on Expert against Spider-Woman in Aggression and Protection. So pull up a chair and let's see who wins. Okay, so I went ahead and got everything set up. We have the experimental weapon that came in from the when revealed effect on the attack on Mount Athena, and it was the exosuit. So we'll get +1 scheme and +1 attack. He does have 14 hit points like he's supposed to on his side 2. He's got his Crossbones machine gun out, and I've drawn my starting hand. Everything's shuffled up, so let's go ahead and mulligan. I think I'm going to keep Jessica Drew's apartment and dump everything else to see what I can get. See if I can get something a little cheaper. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's what we have to start with. I'm going to put Jessica Drew's apart. Well, first of all, let me see what the card's going to be, because whatever this card is, that's the indirect damage she'll take when she gets attacked by the Crossbones machine gun, and she'll be taking 2 damage from that. Okay, I'm going to put in Jessica Drew's apartment with chase them down because I don't have to thwart right now. And then I'm going to exhaust it, search top 5 cards in my deck for an aspect card. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I'll put Hulk in my hand. I wish I would have waited now. I could maybe use him right now, but I'll probably still use him anyway. But anyway, I'm going to take Hulk into my hand, shuffle the deck. And then I'm going to flip to Jessica Drew. I'm actually going to use Pheromones with Black Widow and Contaminant Immunity. And that's going to stun and confuse an enemy. So I'm going to stun and confuse Crossbones. Okay, and that will give me a +1 counter. I'm going to use that to attack him for 2, to drop him from 14 to 12. And that'll do it for her turn. So I will ready and draw up to 5. Okay, so start of the main villain phase, 1 threat here on the scheme. He's supposed to attack, but he's stunned. So none of that will fire off. I won't have to discard a card. I won't have to worry about any of this. And then the encounter card will be Crossbones Assault. When defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated this scheme, and it will come in with 2 threat. All right, so I have to keep that in mind. And we will go back to Spider-Woman. All right, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is put in Finesse with Pheromones and Energy Barrier. And then I'm going to use Finesse to put in Unflappable, and that will give her a token. And then I'm going to thwart for 2 on this scheme over here, the Crossbones Assault. And when defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated this scheme. So he's going to attack, and the first thing is remove a counter and discard a card, and it's going to not be a boost. It's not going to do any damage to her. That's not. And then he's going to attack for, let's see, 3, 4. So that's going to drop her from 11 to 7. And then I'm going to flip to Jessica Drew and use her apartment to see if I can't get a power of aggression to put Hulk in. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't, but I will take Iron Fist, I think. So let me shuffle this back into her deck. Okay, so that'll be it. I'll ready and draw to 6. Okay, so start of the main phase. It will go from 1 up to 2. He's supposed to scheme, but he won't because he's confused. The encounter card will be Combat Knife. So attached to the villain, he gains piercing. He does anyway because that's part of his ability. Is his attacks gain piercing as long as he has a weapon. And I can spend a mental or physical resource to get rid of that. But now he's going to have an attack of 4. He's got 2 attachments on him. But we are back to Jessica Drew. And the first thing I'm going to do is use her apartment to search the top 5 cards of her deck. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I'm going to take this Energy Barrier into her hand and then shuffle these other cards back up. Okay, and then I'm going to look to see what the card's going to be. It will be her obligation. I'm going to probably stun him because I'm going to put Iron Fist in, so this will be her encounter card. So I have to keep that in mind. Don't put it there, put it back on top of the deck. All right, so I'm going to flip to to Spider Woman, and then use Finesse for 1 and Hulk for 2 to heal her 3 damage and give her a tough status card. Not that the tough status card matters a whole lot because he has piercing, but I'm doing it mainly to heal her back up some, but she will get the tough. And then I'm going to put Iron Fist in over here for 2, 3, 4, and he'll come in with 2 Mystic counters and 3 health, and then I will use him to attack basically for 3 on Crossbones to knock him from 12 to 9, and then to stun him, and that will drop him down to 2. And let's see, so I put in I put in a protection card, and I use a protection card, so you do get a +1. She'll have 2 thwart. I'm going to use that 2 thwart over here on the main scheme, and that's going to be it. So I'll ready and draw to 5. Okay, so start of the main villain phase, 1 threat here. He will not attack because he's stunned, and the encounter card, as we know, is her obligation. So I'm going to flip and exhaust her to get rid of that, and we will go back to Jessica Drew. And the first thing I will do as Jessica Drew is use her card or ability or Jessica Drew's apartment to look for a card for a aspect card, and I'm going to pick out the med team and shuffle the rest of them back in. Okay, and so they've been shuffled back, and by the way, when Iron Fist attacked, he was supposed to remove a Mystic counter, so I'll do that now. Okay, so I'm going to look to see what's coming over here, and it is going to be advance. So he is going to have an advance, and I don't have any way to confuse him, but that's okay. So there's really no reason to thwart off of here because I don't think there's anything I can do to get rid of that or to keep that from advancing to stage 2. So and that's going to be the encounter card. So I may not want to stun him because I was going to stun him, but if I don't stun him, that'll just be a boost. So I probably won't do anything with Iron Fist this turn, but I will put in Captain Marvel for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and hold on to Med Team. And then she's going to come in with 3 health, and I'm going to have her thwart. Well, no, I'm going to have her attack for 2 to drop him down from 9 to 7. And then she gets to draw a card, and it is Combat Training. Okay. I don't want to use Med Team to put Combat Training in. That would be nice. But I will flip over to Spider-Woman, and I want to keep the Med Team so I can keep Captain Marvel healed, so I can keep taking, so that I can keep drawing cards with her. So I'm just gonna hold on to these, and I'm gonna ready and draw to 5. Okay, so the start of the main villain phase, we put 1 threat here, and we know what this is going to be. He's going to use his machine gun, but this is going to, it's not going to be a boost. It's going to come out as that. So that's cool. I'm glad I didn't stun him, so the advance is there, and the machine gun goes away into the discard pile. And then, because now he's going to attack, and let's see, it's going to be 2, 3, 4, and I don't have any extra defense here. So, I'm just going to let her take it. So it's going to be 4. Let's see, give the villain a tough status card if you cannot heal 3 damage from it. And I can give him 1, so he's going to be tough. And she's going to take 4 damage. And he does have piercing. I mean, she has the tough, but he has piercing. From the combat knife, but also his ability. So he'll remove the tough, and she takes 4 damage from 10 down to 6. And then the encounter card will be Hydra Regular, Insight 1. And then he just comes in with a 2 hit points. But that Insight means that this will advance. So we're going to remove that, and then so the Infinity Stone just flips, reveal the top card of the weapons deck, and it is going to be Power Gauntlets. And this is the one after attached villain attacks and damages you, discard one card from your hand. Okay, we are back to Spider-Woman. And by the way, the Infinity Stone came in with one thread on it, so I fixed that. And we are back to Spider-Woman. I'm going to have Captain Marvel attack him for 2 to remove the tough that he got, and that just lets her draw a card. And then Iron Fist will attack for 3, basically, to stun him and drop him from 7 down to 4. And I don't like this Power Gauntlet. I don't want to have to discard a card from my hand when he attacks and damages me. So I'm going to spend a mental resource and use this as a physical resource to get rid of the Power Gauntlet. And then I'm going to put in a med team. Let's see, I'm going to move everything down. I'm going to put in this med team with finesse for 1. And then melee and venom blast for 2. And that's going to bring in 3 counters on this med team. And that will give her a +1 on all of her stats. And then I'm going to use the med team to heal Captain Marvel from 1 back up to 3. And I'm going to attack this Hydra Regular for 2 to get him out of the game. And he's stunned, so I think I'm good. I'm going to stay a Spider-Woman at least one more turn. Ready, and draw back up to 5. Okay, so start of the main villain phase. 1 threat goes on here. It's 2 out of 6. He's stunned, so he won't attack. And the card is going to be Gang Up. This card gains well, no, that's an alter ego, but I'm actually in villain form, so he's going to attack me for at least 4. I'll just have Iron Fist take this. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm glad I did, because that was a lot of damage. So Iron Fist is gone, and we are back to Spider-Woman. And the first thing I'm going to do is use her to thwart for 2 up here in the main scheme, and that's going to let me draw a card. And I think I'm going to take this opportunity to get rid of these weapons. So a mental and physical, get rid of the combat knife. That's going to be a mental and a physical here. So that's going to get rid of the combat knife. And then a mental, energy, and physical. So energy, mental, and physical to get rid of the exosuit. So now he doesn't have, now his attacks don't have piercing, and they're only a 2 attack. I will use finesse to put in electrostatic armor, which will give her a +1 to everything. And I'm going to use her to attack for 2, dropping it from 4 down to 2. And then she only has 6 health, and I don't want Captain Marvel to block. And I'm not sure what this card is. I'm going to have to deal with 2 cards. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and flip to Jessica Drew, and we'll just leave it there. Let me see what this card is. It's going to be inconspicuous, okay? So we're going to ready and draw to 6, and obviously I don't have enough for that, so I'll have to deal myself an encounter card, and then I'm going to shuffle this and go to the villain phase. Okay, so start the villain phase. 1 threat up here. He'll scheme for 2, 3, 4. So that's going to bring it up to 5 out of 6. Okay, so we're 5 out of 6, and then she's going to have 2 encounter cards this time. First one is Hydra Sidearm, so that will attach to him. And when he attaches, he gets ranged, which just means it ignores retaliate, but she doesn't have that anyway. But it does give him a +1 damage. And then the other one is going to be Weapon Master. When revealed in Alter Ego, the villain schemes. If they have a weapon attachment, this gains Surge, so it will Surge. He's going to scheme for 2, 3. So that's going to be enough to move this to the next stage. And when it reveal the top card of the experimental weapon deck. Okay? So that's going to come in now with an energy shield. And he gains Retaliate 1 with an energy and mental resource to get rid of that. Okay? And this is going to surge because he does have a weapon attachment. And it'll surge into Hydra Patrol. When defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play. Engage with then shuffle the encounter deck. Comes in with 2 threat. And by the way, this getaway one starts off with 1 threat. And we are back to Jessica Drew. First thing I'm going to do is search her deck for a card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see. Okay, these are the top 5 cards. I'm going to take Pheromones, I think, and shuffle the rest back into her deck. All right, so that's been reshuffled. I haven't used her ability yet, so let's see what's going to come. It's going to be Master Plan. It's going to be 2 boosts, unless I was planning on stunning him. But if I don't, I'm going to get a side scheme, which may not be the end of the world. I still might stun him. So anyway, Master Plan is the card that's on the top here. So we're going to keep that in mind. And let's see, I have Contaminant Immunity to heal. Okay, and then I'm going to flip to Spider-Woman. And I'm going to spend an energy and a mental to get rid of this energy shield. So I'm going to spend Energy Barrier and chase them down to get rid of that, the energy and the mental. So that'll get rid of the shield. So now he no longer has Retaliate 1. Then I'm going to have Captain Marvel attack for 2. That's going to drop him to 0 on this side. And it will let me draw a card. All right, another Pheromones. And he will advance to stage 3. So when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. And so it's the last one, which is going to be the laser rifle, which just gives him ranged. And he comes back in with 16 health. Okay. So I get rid of weapons and he keeps getting them, but that is how he works. All right, so we are back to, we're continuing with Spider-Woman. And I'm going to use Finesse to pay for Inconspicuous. So that's going to give her +1 to all stats. And I can remove 3 threat from among schemes in play. So 2 here, and then 1 here. And I guess you can do that. I guess you can take 2 from here and then 1 from here, because I'm removing this one first. I'm not real sure about that. Okay, even though I can remove a total of 3 threat from schemes in play, it is simultaneous. I think it's kind of like some of the attacks that happen simultaneously. So I probably can't remove the threat from the getaway, but I am going to go ahead and use it, get rid of this patrol. And so I'll have to get a Hydra minion and put it into play. Engaged, discard pile, search encounter deck or discard pile for Hydra minion, put it into play, engaged with me. And I already know what I want to take. And it is going to be the Hydra regular. It will not get the Insight 1 because it says when this card is revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme. And it was not revealed. He was put into play. And that is different. So he will not put the 1 on there, but he will come into play with 2. That's all right. And then I'm going to use Med Team this time to actually heal Spider-Woman from 6 back up to 8. And then I'm going to use Pheromones with the other Pheromones and Med Team, I think, to stun and confuse Crossbones. All right, and that will give me another +1. And then I'm going to use this energy and physical resource to get rid of this laser rifle, I think, just to try to get weapons out of the way. And then I'm going to use her. So I have an attack of 3. I'll use that to get rid of this Hydra regular. And I think I'm good for now, so I will ready and draw to 5. Okay, so start of the main villain phase. 1 threat up here. 2 out of 5, he's stunned. So he won't attack, and the encounter card will be, Master Plan. And so we're going to have discard cards, so we get a side scheme, and it is Cornered Staff. When revealed, discard 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. Place 1 additional threat here for each boost icon on cards discarded this way. So discard 1 card, and there is 1 boost icon. So it's going to come in with 4. It starts with 3, and then place 1 additional threat here for each boost icon on cards discarded this way. So that will bring it up to 4. So it is a crisis icon. So now I've got to get that out of the way before I can take care of this. He does have 16 health. I may just try to beat him before the scheme ends. We'll see what happens. But we are back to Spider-Woman. And the first thing I'm going to do is use my last Med Team counter to heal Captain Marvel back up to 3. And then I'm actually going to have her attack for 2 onto Crossbones, dropping him down to 14. That's going to let me draw a card, and it is Energy Barriers. And then I'm going to put in Iron Fist for 1 with Finesse, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so that's going to give her a +1 to everything. And he'll come in with 3 health and 2 Mystic counters. I'm going to go ahead and use him to basically attack for 3 and to stun Crossbones. So now he's stunned and drops him from 14 to 11. All right, and then I'm going to Venom Blast with Self-Propelled Glide and Energy Barrier, which is going to do another 5 damage, dropping him from 11 to 6. And that's also going to give her a +1 to everything. I'm going to have her attack for 3 from 6 down to 3. And hopefully I should win the game. If an advance comes out, he's confused, and that'll stop an advanced. He won't attack. So I should be able to win on my next turn. We'll see what happens. I'm going to ready and draw 2, 5. Okay, so the start of the main villain phase, it goes from 2 up to 3 out of 5 total. He's stunned, so he won't attack, and the encounter card will be Exhaustion. So we're going to exhaust Spider-Woman, and then the replacement will be Madam Hydra. All right, that's not too bad, actually. It's a perfect time for that. She will come in with 6. And let's see. She can't take damage while Legion of Hydra side scheme is in play, but it's not. And after Madam Hydra schemes or attacks, place 2 threat on the... Okay, so she doesn't have guard. That's the important thing. Because we are back to Spider-Woman. He has 3 health. She doesn't have guard. So I'm going to attack with Iron Fist. Well, he was supposed to remove a Mystic counter last time when he's stunned. But I'm going to attack for 2 plus the 1 from his responsibility for 3. That would stun him. But 3 is all we need to drop him to 0. And that'll do it. Spider-Woman wins. Well, there we go. Crossbones Expert against Spider-Woman with protection and aggression. I did okay. Came almost close to losing on the scheme, but I didn't. And much better game than I had against the Expert Claw with the Anachronauts. And but she's kind of fun. I haven't really found a combination yet that I enjoy a whole lot. But this one, the aggression protection, was, I think, more fun to me than the justice protection. So anyway, that is the game, and I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you did, please consider to like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I have any other videos coming out. And until that time, I'll save you a seat at the table. Bye.